Once upon a time, a member of the Vanderbilt family built a mansion in West Hartford, Connecticut. That's right, a Vanderbilt mansion once stood off Farmington Avenue. Hi, this is Dan, and in this video, I'm going to talk about the mansion and what happened to it. I used the Lost Buildings of Hartford opening because the mansion was not too far from the Hartford city line. Also, it's been featured in some picture books of Hartford over the years. So who built this impressive mansion? Well, that was Cornelius Jeremiah Vanderbilt, the second son of the incredibly wealthy Commodore Cornelius Vanderbilt, the shipping and railroad magnate. The younger Cornelius had a troubled relationship with his father, to say the least. The son suffered from epilepsy, which his father took as a sign of weakness and even of mental instability. This opinion was strengthened by his son's lack of success in pursuing an occupation, his costly gambling problem, and his habit of using the family name to run up debts that went unpaid. On 2 occasions, the Commodore even had his son committed to a lunatic asylum. He also had his wife committed for a time as well. The elder Vanderbilt did eventually increase his son's allowance after the young man married Ellen Williams, daughter of a Hartford minister, in 1856. The couple settled down on the 15-acre Hamilton farm off Farmington Avenue in West Hartford. The Commodore had purchased the property so that his son could settle down and occupy himself by managing the fruit tree farm on the property. The area became known as Vanderbilt Hill. Here's the property as depicted in the 1869 Atlas of Hartford and Tolland counties. The young Cornelius, who was known as Cornel, and his wife Ellen, lived in a house built in 1740 and once occupied by Reverend Nathan Perkins, who was the second minister of the First Congregational Church of West Hartford, and had been a tutor to the young Noah Webster. After his wife died in 1872, Cornel lost interest in the farm and moved away. His father then sold the property. The Commodore passed away in 1877, and 2 years later, his son repurchased 11 of the original 15 acres of land in West Hartford. He soon erected a 100 by 110-foot mansion designed by the architect John C. Mead. The mansion had more than 30 rooms and featured a 60-foot octagonal tower. Sadly, Cornelius would never live in the house. In 1882, just weeks before he was due to move in, he died at the age of 51 after taking his own life with a revolver in his Manhattan hotel room. He left the mansion in West Hartford to his friend and constant companion, George Terry. Terry had been staying in the adjoining hotel room when he heard the shot and came rushing in. Terry sold the house at auction, and it remained vacant until 1889, when it was sold to a wealthy silk manufacturer named Edith Dimick. Ira had a daughter named Edith. A young socialite, she defied her parents and became a painter after studying art in New York City. Her work was exhibited at the famous 1913 Armory Show in New York. She also married a well-known painter, William Glackens, who was a member of the group of Ashcan School artists known as the Eight. Their wedding took place in the Vanderbilt Hill Mansion in West Hartford on February 16, 1904. Her father, Ira Dimick, passed away in 1917. And the following year, his son, Stanley K. Dimick, demolished the house. Stanley and his partner, Horace R. Grant, father of the future mayor of West Hartford, Ellsworth Grant, transformed the former estate into an exclusive residential development called West Hill. The development is now a historic district, on the National Register of Historic Places. Built in the 1920s, the single-family houses surrounding West Hill Drive each had to follow specific design restrictions and be built to plans from an approved architect and cost no less than $10,000. The first house to be built was at 9 West Hill Drive, on the site of the original Vanderbilt mansion. It was designed by Cortland F. Luce for D. Haynes Murphy of the Wire Mold Company. Other homes soon followed, built in the Colonial Revival and the Tudor Revival styles. The houses were designed by prominent local architects, including Luce, Edward T. Hapgood, Russell F. Baker, Milton E. Heyman, Walter P. Crabtree, Smith and Bazette, and others. Luce designed the greatest number of the houses in the historic district, including the Colonial Revival home of the neighborhood's co-developer Horace R. Grant, who was president of the Allen Manufacturing Company. Luce also designed his own home at 6 West Hill Drive. The Vanderbilt mansion itself may be long gone, but an important remnant of the old estate survives today. The stone wall that ran along Farmington Avenue in front of the house is still there today. I'd like to end this video with a brief walk around West Hill Drive. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to hit the like button and the subscribe button, and then hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Thanks.